So this week we are going to talk about another type of loop, which is a repetition structure. I'm going to talk about while loops, which are probably the most widely used in the different programming languages. We're also going to talk more about methods. And so to start with, you're going to go through the lesson key points. There is a video that goes with the key points, talk about the while loops, and give you all sorts of examples of how they are created. We also get into using random numbers. We're actually going to be using the random class and calling a method, which is part of the random class, to retrieve random numbers. A lot of games utilize random numbers. And so this covers how to retrieve those numbers and gives you some coding examples to look at. And then since we've talked about both for loops and while loops, you will learn how to convert a for loop into a while loop and how to convert a while loop into a for loop. Okay. And again, the reason that we use loops, somebody asked me that in an email. The reason that we use loops is so that we don't have to repeat code over and over again. So if we take a look at an example like this, let me get into a new tab here. So this is going to stay in a loop until they give us the right answer. So, man, without a loop, we would have to say if answer doesn't equal sum, and we would have to have a ton of these. So if this wasn't in a loop, I mean, we would have to do this over and over again because who knows how long it would take them to come up with the right answer. We'd have to take this code and we'd have to repeat it. I don't even know how many times, but with the while loop, it eliminates all of that, right? It's just going to stay in the little loop until, the condition is false. So there is a video that goes through all these examples and explains everything to you, including pre and post incrementing, which is kind of a shortcut way of adding one or subtracting one to a variable. And then we get into static methods and what those are. We've actually been using a static method all semester. We've been using the main method, which is static. So you'll learn more about that as well. Then once you're done with that, you will go into Code Easy. These are the Code Easy exercises that you need to complete this week. And you can see that I do have some hints here for the exercises that people had trouble with. And if you struggle with any of these, please email me your code and I will take a look at it because I can help you. I do not want you to spend days on a Code Easy exercise. That's unnecessary. So these are for you to practice. They're not for you to spend days and days trying to solve. So once you have your Code Easy exercises completed, I'm going to put the screenshots in the Dropbox and then move on to the lab assignment. And for the lab assignment, you can see that I have given an example that's similar. Okay, and for this, I'm giving you some starter code. Okay, and all this is requiring is that you convert the for loop into a while loop. And this is kind of doing the opposite. You're getting a while loop and you're going to convert it into a for loop. And then this example is similar to the last one in the lecture demo. So there's a link to that location. You're getting some starter code, and then you just need to complete what it says. And there is a video here that you can watch that goes into a little bit more detail as far as what you need to do in each of these exercises. We do have a little discussion this week, and it is on C# research. So we have another learning outcome that we are going to address with this discussion, and it is to select professional development resources that support your learning. So you need to research a C# command or concept that you want to know more about, or maybe something you're curious about, and summarize what you learned. Now, this can be an article or a video, tutorial, okay, anything that helps you learn. Okay, and you'll post a link to the resource. You're going to summarize what it says. Then you're going to read a couple of your classmates' postings and reply to them. So I'm going to pause. I am going to post a link to a video. The author does really good C# videos. So that would be a resource that you guys could take a look at too. So I thought learning a little bit more about string interpolation may be helpful for some of you. So I included a little summary of an article that I found, and here's a link to it. And it's actually a nice article. It's from Microsoft Learn. And any topic that we have covered so far, you can find more information about through Microsoft Learn. And it gives examples of, what the formatting used to look like, what it looks like now with string interpolation. It gives lots of examples. It shows how to include a double quote in your string that you want printed out. It even gets into culture-specific formatting. So lots of information there. And you can see I didn't type a whole lot. A paragraph to me can be very short. Just a little summary of what you learned. And a link is really all you need to put in here. And then you do need to read your classmates' posts and reply to 2 of them. So if you get in here early and there aren't any other posts, you certainly can reply to mine. Under additional resources, we have information about while loops and methods. Along with methods, we have parameters or arguments, return values, and static methods. Those are all related to methods, but I do have extra information on all of that for you. Now, below the additional resources, that is where you will find the drop boxes for the extra credit. We have an industry night out on the 21st and then on the 27th. And both of those fall within this lesson block. For more information on those extra credit opportunities, again, I have a link here for the industry night out events. You do have to register. So there's a link for registration. And then there's a link to the flyers so you can get more information. If you do run into any problems or if you have questions, please let me know. For coding issues, make sure you copy the code and email it to me. That really is the only way that I can help you troubleshoot it. And please, especially with Code Easy, do not take days to figure out these problems. Sometimes, your code will look fine. You might be missing a period at the end of a write line or something silly like that. So don't hesitate to copy and paste your code, send it to me, and I'll take a look at it. Have a great week, and let me know if you have any issues or questions.